Big Bull Not Play Me D, one and all. We're over here live from New Orleans. I run Anthony the Captain here, bringing you this action in this Tiller Tournament Series. It's Game 4 of the Alpha League Divisional Series between the Tallahassee Lassies and the New Orleans Satchmos. Lassies lead the series 2-1. They're looking to pick up the victory here, while the Satchmos try to force a Game 5. With that being said, let's go to the lineup, and it looks a little something like this. Rebel Wilson is going to be leading things off, followed by Lady Gaga, Lucy Liu, Jennifer Garner, Anna Kendrick, Haley Steinfeld, Drew Barrymore, Raven Simone, and Khloe Kardashian is going to be the pitcher. They'll be scoring off against Ken John. Let's go to the field. Rebel Wilson makes her way to the plate. And in the air. And Brad Pitt puts it away to begin the game. Let's see what Lady Gaga does. And Brad Pitt again. Also one pitch, one gone. Lucy Liu's up. And in there for strike one. Lays off the ball in the dirt, 1-1. In there for strike two. Got her swinging. Nothing doing here in the Lassies half. We're going to the Satchmos half. Now here's a look at the starting lineup. We have Jackie Chan, Brad Pitt, Justin Bieber, Bruno Mars, Owen Wilson, Adam Devine, Chris Tucker, Tom Felton, and Ken John pitching. That was scoring off against, of course, Khloe Kardashian. In steps Jackie Chan. And we're going to start with liner base hit. And it's going to be extra bases for Jackie Chan. And he kicks things off with a double. Brad Pitt is next. Let's look at Jackie Chan now, the pitch. And just outside, ball one. And swing and a miss, 1-1. And there goes Jackie Chan. Swing and a miss, and Jackie Chan retreats. Waste pitch on that one. To Chuck Woolery. And got him looking. In steps Justin Bieber. And swing and a miss, strike one. Strike two. The 0-2. There goes Jackie Chan. And tries to tail back in. Oh, wanted it, but it's called ball one. And there goes Jackie Chan again. And Justin Bieber is struck out. And in steps the cleanup hitter Bruno Mars. Lays off ball one. In the dirt again, 2-0. Let's look at Jackie Chan now, the pitch. 3-0 now. And swing and a miss. Could have been ball four, though. And, ooh. Wanted that one, but strike two. And got him swinging. One left for the Satchmos. We're going to top of the second. Starting with Jennifer Garner. And almost got her, 1-0. And in the air, Brad Pitt again. Can he get there? He won't. And going to second, and this is going to be an easy out. So much for the first hit of the game. And, oh, almost got Anna Kendrick. And base hit. Brad Pitt again. Throws it back in, and it's going to be first base, one gone, and in steps Haley Steinfeld. Ball in the dirt, 1-0. In there for strike one. Strike two. The 0-1-2. In the air, in the center, base hit. And it's going to be first and second with one gone. And in steps Drew Barrymore. Swing and a miss, strike one. In the air, Brad Pitt again. This mom must love Brad Pitt for some reason. Two gone, in steps Raven. And ball one, apparently. Pop up Brad Pitt again! Oh my. This may turn into the Brad Pitt show, but we're going to the bottom of the second. Here with Owen Wilson. And swing and miss by Lightning McQueen. Swing and a miss from Royal Bannon again. And, ooh, 1-3, but it's 1-2. Again, gotta say it again, I gotta question that strike zone. The Chuck Woolery. Oh, 1-3, but it's 3-2. On the ground. Over to first is in time. In steps Adam Devine, a.k.a. Bumper. Swing and a miss, strike one. And strike two looks at that one. And foul over to the right side. 1-2 now. And 2-2 now. Full count now. And ball four from Adam Devine. In steps Chris Tucker. 1-0 now. Let's look at Adam Devine now, the pitch. And on the ground, this could be two. One there, and two for the price of one for the Lassies. Nothing doing here. To the top of the third we go. Starting with the pitcher, Khloe Kardashian, excuse me. And swing and a miss by Khloe Kardashian, strike one. In the air. Shallow right. And Tucker's going to dive, and he bobbles it. And he's going to get the out over at second. In steps Rebel Wilson. And in the air. Deep drive. Out of here! And the Lassies draw first blood with a solo shot from Rebel Wilson. In steps Lady Gaga. And swing and a miss on the ball in the dirt. Strike one. And strike two now. Quickly in the hole. And, 1-3, but strike zone is very questionable, I say. And that one's a strike. Got her looking. And in steps Lucy Liu. In the air. Deep drive. That one's gone. Solo shot from Lucy Liu is now 2-0 in favor of the Tallahassee Lassies. And in steps Jennifer Garner. Electra swings and misses, and the ball in the dirt. And in the air, Brad Pitt again. The Lassies got two for the two solo shots, and in steps Tom Felton, the catcher, to begin the bottom of inning number 3. In the dirt, ball one. Ball two now. And on the ground, foul. On the ground, foul again. The Chuck Woolery. And got him looking. In steps the pitcher, Ken Jong. And pitcher versus pitcher on this one. 1-0. Swing and a miss on the ball in the dirt again. 1-1. 2-1 now. On the ground. Over to first is in time. And in steps Jackie Chan. On the ground, foul. And strike two. Just nipped it, or just like a very microscopic, but it's 1-2 now. And 2-2 now. And swing and miss. Got him swinging. Nothing doing here on the Satchmos side. To the top of inning number 4 we go. We're starting with Anna Kendrick. On the ground, foul. In the dirt, 1-1. And swing and a miss. Comes up empty. 1-2 now. And foul. On the ground, back over to Jong. Jong over to Wilson for out number 1. See what Haley Steinfeld does. In the air. Deep drive. That one's gone. Sole shot from Haley Steinfeld. It's now 3-0 in favor of the Lassies. Let's see what Drew Barrymore does. And swinging a missing ball in the dirt. 1-0. 0-1, excuse me. 0-2 now. In the air. Back-to-back Jackson Jills. That one's a laser beam. It's now 4-0 in favor of the Lassies. Let's see what Raven Simone does with 1 gone. And strike 1. And 1-1 now. And Reiner, right center field, base hit. And that is extra bases for sure. Brad Pitt brings it back in, and it's second base. 1 gone, and in steps the pitcher, Khloe Kardashian. On the ground, and Device trying to go for attack him out, throw him out, but he only gets the out at first. And in steps Rebel Wilson. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And swing and a miss, strike 2. And wanted to ring her up, but it's too much outside. In the air. Gone! 2-run shot from Rebel Wilson. She's done it again. 6-0 in favor of Tallahassee. Let's see what Lady Gaga does. Trying to race her 0 for 2 in the game. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Lassies are on a roll. They want to end this series. The 0-2. And liner over to right center. Base hit. And that will equal extra bases for Lady Gaga. Second base. 2 gone. And in steps Lucy Liu. And strike 1. Just nips the inside corner. Strike 2 now. And tries to ring her up, but it's inside. 1-2 now. And got her swinging. 4-1 score. It's now 6-0 in favor of the Lassies. In steps Brad Pitt to lead off the bottom of inning number 4 for the New Orleans Satchmos. And it's ball 1. The ball must love Brad Pitt. It's 2-0 now. And ball 3 now. And strike 1. Just trying to work the pitch count. And juts it foul over to the left side. And in the air to left center, base hit. And this is going to equal extra bases. And this is going to be a triple for Brad Pitt. Satchmos trying to make something happen over here. So runner at third with no one gone. In steps Justin Bieber. And it tails back inside for strike 1. And strike 2. And got him swinging. In steps Bruno Mars, strikeout victim. And ball 1. 2-0 now. Let's look at Brad Pitt. Now the pitch. And in the air to left, base hit. And Brad Pitt retreats. Only one gone. Two gone, runner on third, and then steps Owen Wilson. And minor left center base hit. That's going to score a run. The second is Owen Wilson. And he will be in there with an RBI double. And with that, the Satchmos are on the board. And Adam Vive's going to be up next. He walked his first trip. 1-0 now. Let's look at Owen Wilson. And now the pitch. And on the ground, back over to Chloe. Chloe over to Rebel for out number 3. Satchmos get one, but they're on the board. Every little bit helps. In steps Jennifer Garner to get the top of inning number 5. And on the ground, Thorder first is in time, and Garner's retired. Let's see what Ann Kendrick does. And ball 1 to Anna Kendrick. And right down Broadway. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now. And 2-2 now. Got her swinging. See what Haley Steinfeld does. 2 for 2 in the game with a homer in her last trip. And it's 0-1 now. And in the air center, base hit. And it falls in front of Brad Pitt. Let's see what Drew Barrymore does. And back over to Jong, and he bobbles it. And everybody's going to be safe. Let's see what Raven Simone does. Oh! That got her. And it was not on purpose. Let's see what Khloe Kardashian does. And in the air, and everybody's going to move up 90 feet. 7-1 is the score. In steps Rebel Wilson, 2 homers in her last 2 trips. And pop up. And Tom Felton's going to be putting this away for out number 3. They stopped the bleeding there. Lassies only get 1. 7-1 is the score. In steps Chris Tucker, followed by Tom Felton and the pitcher, Ken Jong. Let's see what Chris Tucker does. And on the ground, throw over to Wilson, and that'll be it for. And Tucker's retired. Let's see what Tom Felton does. And on the ground, gets by the infielders, and it's going to be a base hit. And he's thinking 2 right out of the gate. So it's a double for Tom Felton, and in steps Ken Jong. And we're going to be having a pinch hitter, and that's going to be it for Ken Jong. In steps Jim Carrey to pinch hit. And in the air to right, and the pinch hitter's retired. So that means we go back to the top of the order for Jackie Chan with 2 gone and a runner at second. Ball 1. And pop up. And the pitcher, Khloe Kardashian, has it for out number 3. 1 left for the Satchmos. They still trail it 7-1. And we're going to be having a pitching change. In steps Nick Kroll to take over on the mound. And in the air. And it's going to be rattled up against the wall. And he's thinking 2 at the bat. And the inning's going to begin with a double. Outstanding for Lady Gaga, and in steps Lucy Liu. 1-0 now. And in the air, deep drive. That one's gone! 2-run shot by Lucy Liu, and it's 9-1 in favor of the Lassies. Lassies are getting closer and closer to making it to the Alpha League Championship Series. And in the dirt for ball 2. And left center base hit. And it's going to be in extra bases. And it's going to be a double out, this one. In steps Anna Kendrick. In the air to right center, left center base hit. And scoring is Jennifer Garner. The second is Kendrick. And it's 10-1 in favor of the Lassies. In steps Haley Stomfeld. She's been on a roll, 3 for 3 in the game. Can she keep this going? And she will! She will keep this going with the homer! Emily Junk and Becca Mitchell score, and it's now 12-1 in favor of the Lassies. Did you ever see a Lassie go this way and that way? I saw two. And over to right, and Chris Tucker puts it away. Next up is Raven Simone. She got hit by a pitcher last trip. And it's ball one. And foul over to the right side. And on the ground, from Jackie Chan over to Owen Wilson for out number 2. And in steps Chloe Lucasiak. Or Kardashian, excuse me. I got my clothes mixed up. Bruno Mars over to Owen Wilson. And that'll be it for out number 3. It's now 12-1 in favor of the Lassies. To the bottom of the nerve system we go, starting with Brad Pitt. And ball 1. And juts it foul over to the left side. And 2-1 now. And over left. And under is Lady Gaga for out number 2. In steps Justin Bieber. Out number 1, excuse me. In steps Justin Bieber. And swing and a miss by Justin Bieber. Strike 1. And 1-1 now. Two and 1 now. Waiting ever so patiently. 3-1 now. And in the air, base hit. And this is going to turn into a double for Justin Bieber. Every little bit helps for the Satchmos now. They're looking to try to tie it and force a game 5. And Bruno Mars grounds it. And it's going to end up with Rebel. And Rebel Wilson has it for out number 2. And in steps Owen Wilson. No relation to Rebel. 1-0 now. And on the ground, Rebel Wilson again. One Wilson grounds out the other. None shall pass for the Satchmos. To the top of inning number 7 we go. And in his steps Rebel Wilson. And we're going to have a pitching change. Keanu Reeves is going to be taking over on the mound. And it's going to be a base hit for Rebel Wilson and then some. And she's got a leadoff double out of this one. Lady Gaga's up next. 2 doubles in her last 2 trips. And pop up, Tom Felton. And he puts it away. Lucy Lou's up next. Pop up. This time we have Keanu Reeves. 2 down in the 7th. Let's see what Jennifer Garner does. And swing and a miss, strike 1. And grounded foul. And got her swinging. Time to get up and stretch here in New Orleans. And Vime's going to be taking over on them at the plate. And on the ground, back over to Chloe. Chloe over to Wilson for out number 1. Let's see what Chris Turner does. And strike 1. And 1-1 now. And in the air to right. And under it, just in the nick of time, is Lucy Liu. Let's see what Tom Felton does. He doubled his last trip. 1-0 now. On the ground. Throw to first is in time, and that'll be that. Nothing doing here with the Satchmos part. To the top of inning number 8 we go, starting with Anna Kendrick. Once again, we're having pitching teams. Ice Cube is going to be taking over. Strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. In the air, uppercuts it over to the right field line, and Chris Tucker puts it away. See what Haley Steinfeld does. 2 homers, 2 singles, and the hot streak's going to come to an end with Brad Pitt putting it away. And let's see what Drew Barrymore does. And in there for ball 1, inside. 1-1 now. And in the dirt, Wisey lays off on that one, 2-1. And in the air, deep drive, and it's out of here. Lucky 13 for Drew Barrymore. Lucky 13 for the Lassies. 13-1 in favor of the Lassies. As Raven Simone makes her way to the plate, and Tom Felton has it, and as one catcher retires the other. Solo shot from Drew Barrymore. 13-1 is the score. And starting things off in the bottom of the 8th, we're going to have a pinch hitter in Tyler Perry. And Tyler Perry's aboard with the base hit. Every little bit helps. Let's see what Jackie Chan does. Let's look at Perry now, the pitch. Ball 1. And in the air to left. Lady Gaga has it. And Jackie Chan's retired. Meanwhile, the Tyler Perry's going to be tagging up, and he moves over to second. Interesting strategy. In steps Brad Pitt. 1-0 now. And back over to the pitcher, over to Rob Wilson for out number 2. But meanwhile, the runner moves over to third. Let's see what Justin Bieber does. And to left center, base hit. That's going to score a run. Tyler Perry scores. To second is Bieber. And he's got an RBI double out this one. So now it's an 11-run game. Bruno Mars is up next. And on the ground, he'll step it over to Rebel Wilson for out number 3. Satchmos only score 1, but every little bit helps. To the top of inning number 9 we go. And Justin Timberlake's going to be taking over. And we're going to be having a pinch hitter in Angelina Jolie. Right back over to Timberlake. Timberlake over to Wilson for out number 1. And in steps Rebel Wilson. In there for strike 1. And in the dirt for 1-1. And in the air, right center base hit. And she's thinking 2 right off the gate. One gone, runner at second. In steps Lady Gaga. And left center base hit. That's going to score. Scoring is Rebel Wilson. To second over is Lady Gaga. And so it's going to be an RBI double for Lady Gaga. So it's 14-2 in favor of the Lassies. They want some extra insurance. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 for Lucy Liu. And strike 2. Got her swinging. Runner at second. 2 gone. In steps Jennifer Garner. And 1-0 now. Inside. And pop up. And Justin Timberlake has it for out number 3. RBI double for Lady Gaga. Extra insurance for the Lassies. 14-2. And closing the door will be Jeannie Mai. And ball 1 for Owen Wilson. And swing and a miss. 1-1. And swing and a miss. 1-2. Got him swinging. And the Vines up next. Satchmos down to our final 2 outs. And we're going to be having a pinch hitter. Lance Bass is going to be taking over. 1-0 now. And 2-0 now. On the ground, Rebel Wilson. And 2 down in the 9th. Chris Tucker's the Satchmos' last hope. But we're going to be having a pinch hitter. And it's going to be Wayne Brady. On the ground. Seinfeld over to Drew Brimmer over to Rebel Wilson. And that'll be that. And with that, the Tallahassee Lassies are moving on to square off against the Nevada Sundogs. 14-2 is the final score. Floyd Kardashian is the winning pitcher. Ken Johns the losing pitcher. And it's pretty much one-sided in this Game 4 series. And Satchmos tried to tie it up, but it's just too much. And it was all the Lassies as far as homers are concerned. Okay, so now the stage is set for the Alpha League. It's going to be the Tallahassee Lassies taking on the Nevada Sundogs over in the Beta League. Where the Garden State Queens are going to be in the Beta League Championship Series, but we got one more duty to do, and that is between the Jacksonville Elite and the Santa Barbara Riveters. The series is tied at 2, and we got the decider coming up soon. But for now, the Xanthi Arcane saying so long, and once again, do it for Michael Tiller.